Hi guys, we're gonna work on a chord progression today that has three chords. It's C to F to G. Another 1-4-5, you can find it in many songs. For some reason this was reminding me of Social Distortion, but I'm sure that you've heard these three chords in 1,000 songs so far. So we're gonna work on the dynamics of switching chords, and I hope you're familiar with these three chords. If not, check out lessons 16 and 17 on major and minor chords, open position, and also check out the different exercises in Rock Prodigy. You can see a lot of different exercises and songs where you can practice the three chords by themselves. So we're gonna start with C. Like I always say, we're gonna start by playing that chord starting on the lowest fretted note, which is the note C on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Then we're gonna follow that by middle on the 4th string, 2nd fret, open, and the next fretted note is the 1st fret on the 2nd string. Okay, so let's assume that you can play this chord already like pretty comfortably, and then you need just help switching from this to F and to G. Well, C and F, if you take a look at those two shapes, are actually very similar. We have one note in common, so that means that finger is going to stay when we make the chord change. And we have two other notes that are basically this shape but one string down. So whenever we have that, what I like doing is try to think of these two fingers as a whole. And we're going to try to move them together by barely lifting them from the strings and slide it down one string like that. So let's practice that motion because it might be a little tricky. As you can see, my thumb, my wrist, my arm, nothing really changes or shouldn't change too much. Just make sure that you lift the pressure on your fingertips and you slide to the next set of strings. Okay? This might look easy, but at first I know that in my case it was difficult, so it might require some time. Don't get frustrated if you don't get it the first time. But just make sure that as you go along, every single note sounds good when you change to the next chord. So let's hear it. This is C. And then when you go to F, finger number 1 stays, ring and middle move together as a whole, one string down. One more time, C. That's the beginning of Imagine, right? Imagine there's no. Pretty cool chords. Okay, one more time. So let's try to practice this in whole notes. We're gonna play a whole note for each chord. So 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3. One more time. 2, 3, F. 2, 3, back 2, C. Got it? Cool. Now we're gonna switch from F to G major. And we're gonna use this version of the G major chord with the open string, like we teach in lesson 16. As you can see, this shape of F and this shape of G don't have any notes in common, so then we're going to rely on the order of placement of the notes in the G chord. So what is the first note that we're going to play in G? The first note that we're going to play in G is the lowest fretted note that we have in G, which is the 3rd fret on the 6th string with the middle finger. Let's practice just that. We're going to play the F chord going to that particular note. That's our target note. That's going to give us the position for the rest of the chord. One more time, F to G, and one more time. Okay, make sure that your hand doesn't make too many changes. And then we're going to add the next note, which is the index finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. And we're going to play the F major chord going to those two notes and follow the sequence. F, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3 and one more time, 3 F, going to G, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and okay. The next fretted note on the G chord is on the first string, and we're gonna play with the ring finger or with our pinky. I like personally using my pinky, but it's kind of like up to you. I'm just gonna use the pinky on the 3rd fret, 1st string, right? And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna play the F major chord, and then we're gonna play these 3 notes with a sequence and whole notes like this. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and. Then try half notes a little bit faster. 3 and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now practice all these until you feel really comfortable and those 3 notes sound good whenever you switch from F to G. Again, make sure that your hand is not bouncing, you are not making radical changes, your fingertips are really close to the frets at all times, and then try to strum the full chord. F, 2, 3 to G, 1, 2, 3, and. One more time. F, 3, and 2, and 2, 3, and. Use your metronome, increase tempos, start with whole notes, then move to half notes. If it's too difficult, leave a bar in between like this. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and. Okay, I know that it looks easy. First times that I play F and G didn't sound this pretty, I'll tell you that. And I know that it's a matter of time that you guys will get these chord sequences right. But it requires some work, you know, and it requires some smart practice. That means don't spend 6 hours doing this chord change, but make sure that if you spend 10 minutes doing this, you are doing it the right way. You are following the sequence, following the right order of placement of your fingers, and you'll have these chords in no time. Okay? So the whole thing, let's play in whole notes. This is the goal for today, is playing C, F, and G in whole notes in a comfortable tempo. So 1, 2, 3, and C. 2, move these 2, and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and. Cool. As you can see, when I play the full chords, you barely see that motion of, right? You don't see that sequence that clear anymore because I played it so many times that it kind of like becomes second nature. But it's really important that when you are playing these chord changes for the first time, you follow that sequence, okay? So if I play it much slower, it will be like this. C, 2, 3, and F, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, and. Okay? Cool. I hope this is helpful. Good luck working on these. Get better every week. Learn one more concept every week. Learn a new chord progression every week. And by the end of the year, you'll be able to play thousands of songs and strum. And most importantly, have fun playing guitar, because playing guitar is amazing. Okay, you guys, stay tuned. Contact us through rockprodigy.com forum, our Facebook, subscribe to our channel, and stay in tune. Bye-bye.